It's time for Gardening Inside Out, a live show offering you plant advice for any space in your life. Introducing your perennial hosts, David Bates and Josh Carey.
Hey, and welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning. It means it's time for Gardening Inside Out, coming to you from the Green Room Studios here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. And what a glorious day and a weekend coming up. It's going to be a little moist for most of this weekend, though, isn't it, David?
I would call it atypical for Memorial Day weekend, but
Right.
You know what? It's the weather we get. It's not hot.
Mm-hmm.
So if you prefer the cooler climes, that really lend themselves well to gardening. And after all, who doesn't enjoy that? You don't. There's plenty of summer to come, so you can just kind of mark the lake off as one of the things you're going to do today. Concentrate on gardening. You couldn't have better weather conditions, so we'll just go to that and talk about the weather and help everyone get comfortable with the weekend that's in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble getting my browser up here. There we go.
Yeah.
And this gets us a look for the next week or so, and what will come of it. Well, we'll just see. But here is what is predicted today: cloudy. If you didn't know that already, just look out the window. Might be a few little glimpses of sun early, but the clouds are going to be increasing throughout the course of the day. Not expecting rainfall today. That comes later in the weekend.
Good.
72 degrees for the high. I mean, incredibly nice. Very pleasant gardening conditions. So I encourage you to get outdoors and do those things that these mild conditions lend themselves well to. Tomorrow, same temperatures, late in the afternoon. The chance of thunderstorms moves in maybe 0.4 of an inch tomorrow. As we move into Monday, a little warmer, definitely more wet. We're looking at perhaps an inch of rain on Monday and more of the same in about an equal amount on Tuesday, 75, 66 on Tuesday. We get a break from the rain on Wednesday rather, and approaching 80 degrees, still mostly cloudy, a little sun here and there. Thursday, a little more sun, a little more temperature, only 82 though, and perhaps showers as we move in towards next weekend. But all in all, really nice forecast. We're getting rain, and we're not going to end any part of this year. Now, that's sitting out there to the west, and it would appear that it's going to hit us, but the weather service says no. So, we've all seen that effect where that it kind of dissipates as it arrives. So it's what we expect to happen today. It's just going to kind of be out there to the west. If we look for the 6 to 10 day precip outlook, it's going to be slightly above average, near normal. So apparently 2 inches of rain at the beginning of the week is near normal, at least according to this. So we'll see, and we're going to look over here at the Bates Nursery weather station. We've had 2.32 inches of rain for the past week, and that brings us up to 427 for the month. So we could add to that fairly significantly. 31.5 inches already this year. 39 is our average total, and it's just shy of 59 degrees here live from the green room at Bates Nursery here in Music City, USA. And you and I both, Josh, are a part of Gardening Inside Out.
Yes, we are.
We've been doing this broadcast thing together for a minute, and we're always grateful to get to be here on Saturday morning.
28 minutes?
At least that long. And we're very grateful this morning, per usual, to have our in-studio host and panel of experts, Caroline Gant, Austin Lowen. Welcome in, guys. Great
Good morning.
to see you today. And
That was so simultaneous.
Yeah. It was perfect.
And we're we're ready to talk about whatever's on your mind before we get into the questions, because we know they exist.
Yes.
Caroline still busily got her head down working on
typing
questions.
away.
Well,
That's right.
she's got her
But you know what?
headphones
The good news
balanced
is-
out, so I mean, we're all good.
That's right.
now.
They were unbalanced before we were live, about 3 minutes before.
Oh, it was a dramatic
now has-
scene.
Yeah. Oh,
I pitched a
fully
fit. I was a
functional
diva.
headphones. We want everybody to be able to hear stereoscopically if possible. So what's going on, guys?
Oh, not much. Oh, do we have the Tyler cam yet?
Oh,
Tyler cam.
okay.
We need the Tyler cam before we can
We
start.
definitely
Tyler.
do.
Yeah, over
There's
here.
Tyler
Okay.
Cam.
Hi. Good
Hey,
morning,
Tyler.
everybody.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
I'm doing well. Happy to be helming the behind the scenes here.
Yeah.
You're doing great. You got my headphones up and running by telling
Yes,
me
he
to
did.
switch your headphones, Caroline, and put on a different pair.
Switch your headphones. Put them down.
Switch it. But yeah, I think what's on my mind is it's still real busy here at the nursery. So it's fun to see all the faces, all the plants going out the door. Trucks are still coming in. So I'm still buying plants
so am I.
at least once
So
a week.
am I.
So am I.
Tyler got some ewes yesterday.
That's right. Duke Gardens.
The plum use.
Japanese plum yew.
I love those.
I'm taking home a Katsura Red Fox today because you know why?
Why?
Today is the 39th anniversary of my bride and I getting married.
Oh,
Oh, happy
congratulations.
anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yes.
And what a great plant to get on an anniversary.
Heart-shaped leaves.
It does.
I saw that.
It's perfect.
Yes, okay.
What a beautiful plant. The red fox katsura. Oh, that thing is shooting for the
Red
sky right now,
fox.
too. That thing grows pretty quick.
Does it really?
Yeah, it does. I
Because
love
that's
that
where
plant.
it's going to replace the cherry that I lost. So I think it's going to be in a beautiful spot. And it's going to be 20 feet tall at the max. That's perfect. Absolutely gorgeous.
You're
So-
going to love it so much. I'm going to take some of these home that are already in studio, but we'll talk about those later.
Yes, we
Later.
will. All right.
Yeah, we're not ready for it yet.
I'm still kind of thinking about this weather. I cannot believe it's like late May, almost June. And we're just chilling at 70 and waking up to like 50 something.
I know. I was outside last night and I was cold.
Oh, yeah. I put on sweatpants.
So did I.
I mean, I'm getting old.
You
on
are an
sweatpants
old
at night.
timer.
David,
Today
listen.
morning, Renee was out.
sweatpants at night. I've worn sweatpants at night for years.
My kids make fun of me about it. They're just like, Dad, why you're so cold all the time? I don't know. I'm getting old. It's part of it.
That's what it is.
Y'all hush.
Y'all be quiet, everybody. But yeah, plants.
Yeah. It's still kicking along.
It is kicking along, and it's so
And
fun. We
it's
get
a
to see
great
so many
thing
people.
to have the kind of weather we've got for the people who, obviously, there's a lot of folks still got great interest in getting out there and digging in the dirt
Well,
and trying to make the most of their opportunities. And unlike many years where it's already gotten hot at this time of year, and people are beginning to wonder, is it too late to plant? I mean, it could not be better. I mean,
Right.
with cool temperatures and precipitation, your maintenance is almost zero right now. It's just a matter of doing your preparation and paying close attention to what's out there in your yard. Could be problems that arise. And Austin, I think it's safe to assume that the best solutions to the problems that people will have comes when they take the time to inspect the plants and look closely at what might be going on. If you can monitor things closely, you might pick up something at a very early stage. It's a lot easier to deal with early on than to wait until it starts looking really bad.
Oh, yeah. You just totally nailed that. I mean, when it comes to scouting and looking for a small amount of bugs is not that big of a deal, but that turns into a big amount if you don't look around, okay? Small little bit of fungus on the bottom sides of the leaves, like that doesn't affect a plant all that much. And if you leave it, it will, and it'll keep racing up. It's been a fungusy season. We've been very wet. So a lot of plants are great, and they're not really seeing that at all. Plenty of cool temps plus moisture means excellent plant life. But fungi like that too. Okay, so we've been cool enough to where the fungi hasn't gone crazy yet, but it's been very wet. So there has been a lot of things like oak leaf hydrangea this year. Some are picture perfect top to bottom. And then I've seen tons of email pictures of a bunch of fungus on lower leaves of oak leaves. It's just been one of those seasons for oak leaf. So
I've got that right now in mine.
Yeah.
I don't mind it though. I mean, the new growth came out and it's not spotted anymore. So.
yeah. I mean, and that's
Just leave it alone.
kind of how it is. But the more you can just kind of pluck those lower leaves that have the spots on them, like now, like just go ahead and get rid of them. Like that's just, you need to just get rid of them and you'll have less damage later. So, yep, it's been a good year so far.
I know this weather's been great. Hey, let's just dive into questions. While you're already talking about spots on leaves and such, we got a rose question. Oh no. Let's see. Black spot on new climbing rose. What do I do now?
You're going to see black spot in Middle Tennessee, okay? And this is what David was just talking about, preventatively doing things to stop that is what you have to do, because black spot is going to come in and it's going to race up your plant. That's what it does. If you spray fungicides early, you can kind of take care of that. If you're not willing to spray fungicides, then pruning techniques are certainly needed. We prune roses almost not every day, but at least once a week, someone's out there kind of pruning roses, because that's kind of what you got to do to mitigate, the black spot fungus, which happens. Okay. So if your climbing rose is just horrible and has leaves that are just awful with black spot, taking those off first, cutting them off, cutting them back, you're going to see a reflush of your rose, okay? You cut every single leaf off of a rose, you're going to see a reflush of it.
It hasn't even gotten hot yet. So if you're going to do it, go ahead and do it now, right?
Yeah, because they'll reflush with new clean foliage, and they'll bloom atop of that usually. So the more cutting you kind of do to keep it clean, the more helpful you're going to be. Your rose is going to be later on.
Yeah,
and don't just throw that stuff on the ground. Take it and put it in a bucket and take it over and throw it in the trash can.
Yes.
Get it out of there. Burn it.
I mean, more than any other plant, you want to be clean with your roses when it comes to getting rid of nasty foliage.
Don't even think dirty thoughts.
That's right.
Just be clean.
Don't do it. All right, speaking of roses, somebody's asking best rose for a beginner.
Knockout.
Absolutely.
Or drifts. I know, David, you're a big fan of the drift roses, and I think Renee has some that are really, really pretty this year. If you want a little bit easier of a rose, it's not like drifts and knockouts don't get some black spot. They certainly still do. It's just that they're usually such vigorous growers that they can kind of like outgrow the damage. I mean, they kind of outgrow the damage. So you don't have to deadhead all that much. I mean, if you really want to be clean, certainly deadheading is nice, but most of those plants, the drifts and the knockouts, really, I mean, they almost deadhead themselves and then rebloom atop of that. So for a beginner, definitely those two. And when I say knockout, there's varieties within the knockouts. There's varieties within the drifts. But they're both like kind of, shrub roses, drifts staying somewhat small, knockouts getting fairly large. So.
I'd personally not pick a white one to start out with.
Really? Why is that, Josh?
They just don't seem to thrive like that. Particularly with the knockouts, the reds, they just blow up. You put some sun on them.
Yeah, I have a red knockout.
Treat them awful, and they'll go crazy for you.
I mean, my red knockout doesn't even get spots on the leaves, and it's right near my Carefree Wonder. And that Carefree Wonder right now does not look great, but my knockout, doing amazing. And I didn't prune it back for 2 or 3 years, and it was like 7 feet tall.
Right.
So those get big.
And that's just a personal thing, because I've replaced 4 red ones with 4 white ones, and when the blooms on the white ones tend to start to go away, they're just not as pretty as they
just look like paper wads or something. Yeah, like someone threw a bunch of wet paper towels on your rose bush.
Shoot it up and then okay.
Yeah,
but they are when they're clean and brand new, they're absolutely stunning. So
well, we talked about that newer cultivar, the Orange Glow knockout. A couple weeks ago, I brought it on the show. So it's an interesting look, and it's not like your, OG red knockout or even the yellow that we have now. That Orange Glow is stunning. So if you're looking for an easy rose, it's a little bit different. That's what I would do.
My daughter and her husband chose 4 of those for their yard, and they're going to be gorgeous.
We'll have to see pictures, because I really wanted some, and then I was like, I'm kind of glad I didn't get it because I have too many plants to plant right now. But
well, they're starting from scratch. That was like their foundation plant up against. It's not even a brick wall, but it's gorgeous. It's going to be absolutely stunning.
And it's going to glow. When the sun hits those blooms just right, it's going to glow. All right, we got a question about strawberry vanilla hydrangea.
All right.
Do I need to fertilize my vanilla strawberry hydrangea? If so, how often?
What a hardy plant, first off. Okay, let's talk panicle hydrangeas, okay? Panicles are the ones we put in the sun, okay? Big cone-shaped blooms, all starting off pure white for the most part, some greenish when they start, and then pure white, and then they fade to a pink. Hence the name vanilla strawberry. It's kind of got a white and pink on the same bloom as it like kind of changes and transitions. All right, what a beautiful plant. It gets very, very large. They're very, very cold hardy, very sun hardy. And if you need to, observe your plant, okay? So, I've had a panicle hydrangea for, 5 years now, I believe. I've never fertilized it once, okay? I've never had to, all right? I just look at the plant and I say, you look clean, you look green, I'm going to let you do your thing without me throwing fertilizer to it.
You just made a rhyme.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Clean and green, baby. That's what we want. All right. But if you look at your plant and you see like, off yellow, maybe it's veiny a little bit or just not performing how you want it to, then we can throw some fertilizer to it. If you want to apply organic fertilizer to it, you can certainly do that every spring if you want to. It never hurts. But for the most part, you can observe your plant. If it looks good, let it be.
Let it be.
Let it know you're looking at it.
There are no plants. Sorry,
I'm watching
there are no
you.
plants that are more vain than roses.
Yeah.
It's all about them.
Oh my gosh. The most vain of the plants. Divas, if you will. Right there.
Yeah.
Joyce says, all of my hydrangeas look great. Even the new ones are loaded with buds.
There you
Yes,
go.
Joyce.
Mine
I have
are
a
too,
ton,
Joyce.
and I am excited for them blooming. My oak leaves are blooming. My macrophyllus are about to bloom. Hey, my eclipse I thought was not going to bloom because it came back from the ground, but one stem does have some buds on it.
I noticed that. I was at my mother-in-law's last night and I was looking at the same thing, and she has a big old macrophylla out there, and it's got like 3 stems that have bloom sets on it, and then the rest is just a big green bush.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mine aren't green. Mine are black. They're gorgeous. But I haven't seen any bloom spots yet either. So
Yeah.
I have one
Yeah.
on my eclipse, the one with the black leaves.
Okay.
Now my like OG macrophylla has, it's probably like 3 like your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Not a ton, but it's the first year in 5 years that it has bloomed. So I am very excited about that. I don't even know what color it is because it's never bloomed for me.
Well, you should be very excited. It's about to be hydrangea season, so y'all get ready.
Get ready, yeah, for even
This
more
guy.
drama and passion coming from this end of the green room.
You'll see some passion next week or the week after, all right?
Are your
It's coming out.
Incredibles blooming yet?
They're full bud.
Yeah.
Full bud, probably half size full bud, but they're so beefy and beautiful this year. I mean, standing up tall, the sturdiest stems. Incredible hydrangea is so good. I mean, so good. I'll definitely get y'all pictures of that when it's in full bloom because it's money.
Yeah. Money, power.
Yes.
Joyce says, fire and ice is so pretty with the red stems.
Look at you, Joyce.
Joyce is fancy.
Hey, I'm a sucker for red stems too. That's a good point. And some of those hydrangeas have really red stems or red petioles, and then they throw the blooms atop of that. It's a good look. It is
I have
good
a
look.
mystery hydrangea that has red stems. We'll see what it is when it blooms this year.
I remember you showing me that.
I did.
Yeah.
The pictures of the leaves. Big chunky leaves, red stems, super cute. Kind of small, but it's going to be great. Hey, let's talk dahlias real fast. My dahlias are just growing more leaves, not flowers. What do I need to do?
Well, first off, wait. I mean, a
Yes.
little bit. Dahlias do like it hot, and it has not been hot. The good thing is your dahlias are growing leaves. Okay, that means that's keeping that plant healthy. A good, happy, healthy green plant will bloom when it's time to bloom. It's just not quite there yet. Especially if you started them from bulb or whatever this spring, they're just not quite there yet. I mean, I haven't seen any dahlias bloom besides forced dahlias that have been grown in a greenhouse. Those will be blooming for you. But ones that come up from bulb, they're just not. They're not there yet. So keep growing those leaves. That's what we want. More photosynthesis happening, more things happening within the plant is going to make blooms happen. You're going to have a nice season for dahlias, I think, this year.
And it is still early, and with this weather,
Way
like it
early,
feels even earlier. Like we haven't really gotten warm. My vegetable garden has been planted for almost a month now. I mean, stuff has grown a little bit, but it hasn't taken off. Stuff isn't quite blooming yet. So I think patience is key.
Oh,
Yeah, the
with that.
peppers. My peppers are wanting like 90. They want 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, peppers are ready.
They're yeah.
You know, and the
planted
thing,
some
it doesn't really
peppers.
matter what kind of plant you're talking about. The better state of health any plant is in, the more resilient it is to pests and pathogens. So, you know, taking good care of your plants is paramount in having that kind of success.
Yes, it is.
You want to do one more before
Let's
we
do
do
one
the
more.
next thing here,
Let's
Caroline?
do one more. Yeah. Why
Do a quick
not?
one.
Let's throw one out there. Any recommendations for drooping yarrow? My paprika yarrow is laying flat, well, one
Whoa.
way. So I pushed it the other way and now it's up center again. But I did notice once it laid flat for a couple days. So I just, I noticed how it's starting to grow up from the stem. So what I'm about to do, probably when I get home or on my day off on Monday, I'm just going to cut all the blooms, put them in a vase, and then I'll get more blooms off of that.
Yeah. Drooping yarrow. Surprise, surprise.
Don't be sassy about
Oh, yarrow, what a weed.
Do you think that this from
Oh,
You're
yeah.
going to call it a weed?
That thing is weedy to me.
It is not weedy.
It is
There are
weedy to me.
Oh, my
It's okay.
gosh.
You love yours, but you made a good point, and that is cut that off. All that drooping stuff's got to go. Because like you said, it's going to re-leaf and then re-bloom.
It
Because
is.
it's a
gonna be
weed.
great. And Well, I mean, anything is a weed. Every plant in this room could be a weed to somebody. So I get what you're saying. I just don't get why you don't like it.
No, not these. Those tunias could never be. That's no.
That's not a weed.
That's not a weed.
Nope.
But if we wanted to grow weeds, I wonder how we'd do it.
I wonder what we put those weeds
the
in.
definition of a weed, when you look it up, is a plant out of place.
Uh-huh.
And so conscientious gardeners really work it, not just keep having their plants in the right place, but also having them growing to their very best. And that's where Earth Mix Garden products come in to give you all of the nutritional value, all of the soil conditioning that you can possibly use to get your plants growing their maximum. Getting good quality plants is not a cheap proposition, and you don't want to cheap out when it comes to using the right soils and amendments. Now, Earth Mix Garden products, in my estimation, are the best value because of the amount of production you're going to get out of your plants. It's 100% organic. It's made right here in Middle Tennessee, and it's available in an ever-growing area all over Middle Tennessee, in Kentucky, Northern Alabama, Western North Carolina, even out in Crested Butte, Montana. And if you want to find out where those locations are,
Montana. It's close.
What did I say, Montana? I mean Colorado. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
That's why I was getting my map up. I can barely walk and chew gum. I've already mentioned that once today. So if you look at the map here on the Find Earth Mix tab on the earthmix.net website, you'll see all the places. You can put your address in for turn-by-turn directions. I don't know what that's going to give you if you're out in Oklahoma, but
keep going.
It may send you either direction.
Road trip.
Road trip.
Exactly. Or you could just zoom in to the pin that's nearest you for the best location to get the fine quality products that are all a part of what Earth Mix is all about. And it doesn't matter which product you select. Each will help you in the way that organics only do, and that's to give you a controlled, sustainable release of nutrition and the best growing conditions that are possibly available. Whether it's Earth Mix Garden or Proganics Eye, Caroline will recommend that for indoor plants. None of them have peat in them, and you may wonder, well, what does that have to do with it? Well, peat is less sustainable than coconut coir, which is what is used in the Earth Mix. It also doesn't attract fungus gnats, so you don't have those to deal with. They're not particularly injurious. They're just a nuisance. So check it out, earthmix.net. Remember, this success begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix Garden products. And Josh, what is it that you usually say here?
Well, you need 4 things: plants, sunshine, water, Earth Mix for life. There you go.
And that is a recipe for success. So thanks for giving us a moment to talk about that and help take the work out of your gardening efforts. It shouldn't be a difficult task, and Earth Mix will help you to get the best results. All right. There we go.
Amazing. Hey, real quick, I want to say something that Joy chimed in on. I actually kind of agree with Austin about Yarrow. That's a first.
Joyce, it is a first. We've broken boundaries. Finally, we agree about something.
You've done it. It's happened. I disagree with both of you.
Oh, Caroline.
I love Yarrow.
Yeah. Joyce gets it.
The way the moonshine yarrow, when it blooms, it's like this perfect little, it's like a lily pad for the, not the water, for the air.
Lily pad for air.
And I've got some in a vase with some coral bell flowers, little bloom spikes, and it looks great. I should have gotten a picture, but I didn't.
You don't have proof of beauty.
I will get proof today when I get home.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well.
All right, what's it going to be?
What's it going to be? Tyler, what's it going to be?
What's in bloom? With Austin.
Hey.
What's it going to be?
Guys, Tyler, what's it going to be? What's it going to be this week? It's going to be tropicals. Because, y'all, we got a sale going on. I don't know if you know. I'm sure you know. You read David's newsletter. We've got a sale going on, and it's on tropicals. And this is like those real tropical things we're talking about this week, okay?
Not the fake tropicals.
Not the fake tropicals.
The real ones.
We're not talking about the little annuals that we see every year, the tunias, the coleus, the geraniums, all that type stuff. We're not talking about that. We're talking about extra tropical stuff, okay? We're talking about that stuff that's grown from in Florida, shipped up here on a couple trucks, and it's pretty. And we've got them 30% off right now. We got them in 2 different sections, and I wanted to kind of talk about what we have and what you can get and what are some of the prettiest. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the foliage. Everybody loves some foliage sometimes, right? I mean, just clean, green. Like I said earlier, my rhymes keep on flowing.
Keep
right
on
off the rip, Tyler,
MC
shout out to you.
Austin.
Bananas. Hey, we don't grow bananas for blooms, but we certainly grow them for foliage, and they are as tropical as it get. And we have some that actually come back every year. They just look really tropical. Even though they don't die in the winter, they really come back. Musa Baju is the name of that one. So bananas, what a just growing machine, okay? Hey, palms, if you got that pool and you need something just flowy out there, your palms are great. All of our hanging ferns, y'all, Boston ferns, asparagus ferns, kangaroo paw, what a cool name, and macho ferns.
What's your favorite?
Kangaroo paw.
I thought you were going to say macho.
I like machos too, but with the name like kangaroo paw, I gotta love it.
Gotta
all right,
love
That one's cute.
what
And
a great
they're
plant.
gorgeous.
They
too,
are
the ones
gorgeous,
we
and your
have.
classic Boston ferns across your front white porch. Y'all, you got a wedding coming up? Come get some Boston ferns. We
There
got
you
about
go.
50. Okay, and then we got Kimberly ferns. Those are good for the sun. If you've got sun and you want to grow ferns, which there's a million things you can grow in the sun. And you're just like, I want to do a fern. Hey, throw Kimberly out there. She'll take it just fine.
Kimberly would
and
be
then,
great.
Kimberly's great in the sun. She loves it. And then I was going to go somewhere. Didn't do that. Okay. And for the last foliage plant that I got on the list, the old elephant ear. Hey, that's very tropical looking. And it also a lot of times returns. I had got one for Mama. Shout out Mama. Hope you're doing good. Like 4 years ago. And her elephant ear is coming back every year by her pool. This year it's really nice. Just starting. So that's great. And that's for foliage. All right. Next, let's go to the plants that bloom. Let's all think about Mandevilla and Dipladenia. We all know this one. I think we do. That big running vine that blooms usually pink or white. Those are beautiful. And they're, I'm not going to say aggressive. They're just vining plants. So
just
you let them
exciting,
grow
yeah.
up something. They're going to keep growing up. But they throw blooms from the time you buy them until the time frost comes, y'all. Man, great vines to grow for that color. They are fantastic. And then, hey, let's talk about a diva, gardenia in the house.
Oh.
We have those blooming on the
Major
lot
diva.
right now, and I just randomly plucked some blooms and we're just handing them out to people on the lot. And one lady had to have it. I gave her a bloom. She smelled it and she was like, I need one of these. And she bought a gardenia, okay? But boy, are they... They'll test you. They'll
Yes.
test your gardening skill, okay?
Testy.
One day they're green and
Testy
beautiful.
is
The next
right,
day they got
Josh.
yellow leaves all in there and they're dropping off. And you're like, what's going on? That's a diva for you, gardenia. But man, what smells like
Gardenia
that?
diva.
Nothing on the planet. All right. Hey, let's talk about African bush daisies while we're talking about gross. No, I'm just playing. African bush daisies.
Well, we're talking about divas and high maintenance.
Yeah.
That is the most high maintenance tropical annual that we sell here at Bates Nursery.
You are
I had
not
to take
wrong.
care of them for years in the houseplant greenhouse. I'm happy that they're back in the annual.
Yeah, if you just like love to water, grow an African bush daisy. Okay, y'all, they look like little daisies except they're yellow. They sit atop this foliage that's not all that great. Some people love their African bush daisies. I don't know, they just love the yellow. But boy, they need water like every day, sometimes twice a day. Man, they're picky little guys. But if you like yellow African bush daisy, try it out. Hey, if you like blue plumbago.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey, Tyler,
There you
just
go.
throwing up random picks. Back to plumbago. If you like blue, that plant can actually return a lot of times too if you put it in the ground. But a soft blue, pretty plant. I'm not mad at that one at all. Hey, canna lilies. Really don't like canna lilies personally. A lot of people do. I had a lady yesterday that bought like 4 varieties of cannas. She loves her cannas, and I said, "Girl, you do you. It
You
just
get
ain't
it,
for
girl.
me, okay?" But we have them. Canna
You
lilies.
plant them
she's
in the
got a
ground,
big
you'll never
yard.
get rid of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And she has yellow
Get
ones
a
that
good
come
shovel.
back. Yeah, man, that was a big
I
old
have
stand
tried
of
to
cannas.
get rid of some for years.
You
and I
kinda
think
can't.
I have them and they come back
they
every
are so
single
gorgeous.
year.
When they bloom, they're good, I guess.
If the
Just,
Japanese
you know.
beetles don't get to them.
Yeah, exactly. And then, hey, let's talk about another kind of purpley Duranta, which is usually on a tree form. That's a cute little plant, bluish purple. I mean, the foliage is okay, but it's got this cascading kind of blue flower effect. A lot of people come out and buy those every single year. They just like them, and they keep blooming. Be quick to
Butterflies
deadhead them.
love them.
Yes, and hummingbirds. They really like that color, so that's cool. And then, hey, let's talk about poisonous plants. Oleander, we've got that, the 7th most poisonous plant on our planet, I believe. But a beautiful
up there.
bloom, okay? So just know that. But hey, they bloom fantastic. And then let's talk about real quick the to me kind of the goat of what we think about with tropicals, okay? When it comes to blooms, and that's going to be the state flower of Hawaii, hibiscus.
Oh yeah.
Well. And yeah, David, not
Well.
low hibiscus. It's hibiscus.
hibiscus.
That's right. And man, the blooms are as big as your face. Well, probably Caroline's face, not as big as mine. But they're still beautiful and
I
big.
think my face is bigger than yours.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Let's let the listeners decide.
Okay, y'all tell us whose face is bigger. But anyway, we got yellow, we got pinks, we got bicolored ones, twisted up stems, hibiscus. Y'all, they're tropical, they're beautiful. We got tropicals 30% off. Come get you some color, come get you some foliage, whatever you need. That's what's in bloom.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
There's
that's the
the-
picture
There you
you were
go.
putting up.
There is the sea of fern. Y'all see
And
that?
it is as far as your eye can see. I went back to B10.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, folks.
Oh, man.
You took
we
a
were-
stroll this morning,
I
Josh.
did.
You got here early. That kind of sounds nice.
Yeah,
Drink
and
some
what that
coffee, look at some
photograph
plants.
depicted there is that we have them segregated into both sun and shade.
Yep.
And so everybody did good work getting those situated this week, so that it makes it easier for you to determine if you're at these shade things, not by accident or inside the Bates Stream area. So you can see all those congregated together. The sun plants are all out in front of the checkout. So
And there's signage.
Oh, Tyler loves his signage. Oh, he's a sign kind of guy.
So you know what's 30% off.
Hey, we were busy bees the other day. Thursday morning, we knew this
Oh,
sale was
moving
kind of gonna.
everything?
We had to move. So it was me, Caroline, Dan, Owen, all of us just max.
I
All
didn't
hands.
even get into the
Exodus.
office before you grabbed me. I got out of my car, coffee in hand, never got my radio, and you're like, Caroline, come on, we got to start moving stuff.
Come on, we got to move stuff.
Let's go.
We were busy.
I
but
got
we
my
got it.
steps in that day for sure.
Yeah, we did.
Absolutely did.
But it looks good. It's very shoppable. Looks good. Get you some stuff.
And there's so much time for these plants. It's not like the season is done. The season is really just beginning. So
Yeah, like David said, the weather is so good. Like it's so chill right now. Like perfect time to still throw some color out there or some foliage and have it go all the way till frost. So
if you've got a pool, get you one of those big palms that are like 7 feet tall. They're
Yes.
huge.
Palms are pretty.
Put them in a heavy pot though, because they will be blowing down all
Yes,
over
they
the
will.
place.
Yes.
good point.
All right, so we're going to stick with the kind of tropical talk, move to some house plants. So first question up, care tips for pitcher plants. The pitchers on mine turn black, but the leaves still look good. So this is pretty typical of pitcher plants. One thing they will do that, hey, Tyler.
Hey.
Tyler's just getting wild over there.
Whoa.
Zooming.
So these will do that naturally, just as they've aged out. Their lifespan is over for that pitcher. They'll turn black from the top, work their way down, and you can cut that off if you don't like how it looks. You can leave it. It'll eventually fall off. Now, if this is a newer plant for you and you've brought it home, they do tend to lose all their pitchers once they are brought into a new environment. So don't be concerned if the leaves look good, which you said the leaves do look good, then your plant is fine. Just be patient, like we already talked about with other plants this morning. They will grow out new pitchers. Make sure it does have a lot of humidity. These plants are
Absolutely.
bog plants. They love humidity. They like to stay pretty moist. And inside the pitchers, they like to have a little bit of distilled water in them. So that is something once those new pitchers start to grow out, if you're not doing that, make sure you add that to your list for your care for your pitcher plant.
That's because how they trap the little buggies is
They
to get them
do.
down there into the water, and then
They fly in.
Then they digest them. It's cool.
It's crazy. We have a lot of really cool pitcher plants in right now. Hanging pitcher plants, upright pitcher plants. And yeah, they release like a pheromone that attracts these insects to fly into it. And that's how they get their nutrients. So with this plant, once it's established like in your home, you really don't have to do much because you don't want to fertilize it. You really don't need to repot them that often. They just are going to eat the bugs. You water it and just let it go crazy. And then Dracaena. Dracaena, Tornado are brown and yellow leaves, best care and placement. So Dracaena are really low maintenance, easy care plant. But if you're an overlover, meaning you're an overwaterer, then you might have trouble with these plants. If the leaves are yellowing, that's typically a sign of it being a little bit too wet. So these plants really like bright indirect light. They can take a little bit of direct light if it's like soft morning or late evening, but I typically just treat these as low light house plants in my home. And then I let them dry out all the way between waterings and then sit dry for a while so those roots can breathe, and then give it a good soak. Let the water run all the way through the pot, and then it'll be really, really happy. If the tips of the leaves are getting like brown and dry, that's a sign that it's staying too dry for too long, and maybe you need to up your watering a little bit. But yellowing leaves, brown and yellow, you might be getting it a little bit too wet. But those are great. Very, very low maintenance houseplants. You can get tall ones, you can get short ones, you can get all kinds. I love them. What do you think about Dracaena? We have never talked about that.
I mean, I'm fine with Dracaena, I guess. It's been around a while. I mean,
It
Somebody
doesn't
likes
sound
it,
like you
yeah.
like them.
I mean, it's not my favorite on the planet, but I mean, it lives. I'll give you that.
He's said, duh, yes,
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm very good at underwatering plants, so it's a pretty easy, good plant for me.
One of the important things that, to your point there, Caroline, is that people frequently misinterpret the overwater, underwater thing, and what you're talking about. Really, with respect to Dracaena specifically in this case, is the frequency. You can't apply too much water if it's an outdoor planter anyway. When you're watering it, you want it to get soaked thoroughly. What you want to have is enough time in between waterings so that it doesn't stay wet all the time. And that's the mistake that people make, is that they may not have a complete sense on, well, it's been so many days or whatever since I have watered. You just kind of want to either lift that pot up or get your fingers in the soil and to get a sense for the moisture content and let it drain and dry properly, and then it can be watered thoroughly again. Sometimes it may take 10 days, 2 weeks, depending on the size of the container and the plant.
Oh, my Dracaena I probably water once a month.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm real bad at watering my house plants. I let them sit dry. Hey, we
don't
already
believe that.
because I don't have enough plants to take care of. We did get one vote about whose head is bigger. Joyce has chimed in and said his forehead makes his bigger.
Joyce, we were like friends 10 minutes ago, and now you're commenting on my forehead. So
y'all's relationship is just back and forth.
it always has.
Y'all
been.
like Yarrow together. Austin's forehead is bigger than mine.
Tit for tat.
But she's the only
hilarious.
one who's chimed in thus far. So, all right, we got a live question in on YouTube. What is a plant that would grow well under the eaves of the house that grow low? Perennial, preferably, very dry area, brick house, morning sun until around 2.
Said it wanted. What was the? I missed the first part.
I've got it up on.
I was
Under
up on
the
the
eaves
screen.
of the
looking at
house.
my forehead. What is a plant that will grow well under the eaves of the house that
Joyce,
grows
you
low?
got him distracted.
You did. Okay. Perennial, preferably very dry area. Very dry. Hey, try Yarrow.
He's mad right now, y'all.
There's a ton of perennial plants that'll live in that type of scenario. Morning sun until around 2. Okay, so that's past morning sun. That is full sun,
Yeah.
y'all. If you're getting sun until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that is a full sun spot. And boy, do we have some sun perennials. Hey, shout out Bridge. She's here, and she's here to help you. Most of the perennials
She
are going to
is.
stay low. Caroline, you brought in this. Well, you're going to talk about it soon, but that's
I will.
Agastache or Agastache. What a great
Agastache.
plant. That can handle it, fairly dry. Ornamental onions. I really like ornamental onions. They can kind of live in a dry spot. They bloom purple in the summer, and they stay super low.
Yep.
But gosh, we could explore this for a lot longer.
Yeah, you
Plenty
could
of
really
plants.
do.
You need to get
do a
some
lot of
supplemental
stuff.
water out there, though. Yeah, I mean, very dry can be anything from concrete to desert to. Are you catching the water under the gutters? What does that mean? Very, very dry.
Yeah, true. And, if you are going to buy something now and plant it, then we need to make it not so dry, at least for this first season. There's plenty of drought-tolerant plants out there. I mean, salvia comes to mind. But you got to get them through this first summer, okay? They haven't, latched in, yet to seek their own water. So make sure, a good point, make sure you have a water source somewhat close. You can get them through this summer. And then after that, they'll probably be fine.
You know, it would be good. That's very drought tolerant. And there's some cultivars that grow pretty low. Rudbeckia.
Oh,
There you go.
there it is.
There it is, right there.
Black-eyed Susie's.
Absolutely.
Cat-
Black-eyed Susie's. Yeah, Catmint is great. I just cut my back because mine got huge. It's like a shrub, and then it started to flop like this, like so, with all the rain we've had. So it got a chop.
Yeah, look around and see what you see at the grocery store and the parking lot areas and stuff like that. Those are the things they're going to, if they can live there, they're going to live where you want it to go.
That's a good point.
Hey, speaking of this hot topic we've had,
Hot topic.
Renee did chime in. I'm with you, Caroline. Love the Yarrow. And thank you, Renee. Somebody
Renee.
has a question.
No, I'm not.
Excuse me. Someone has a question about Yarrow. Best month to transplant Yarrow. I would not do it now. Mine's in full bloom. Like I said, my paprika I've already cut back, so it's going to bloom again. I would wait until the fall
Yeah.
if it was me personally. And I am actually about to move my moonshine Yarrow.
Yeah, you nailed
Because
it.
it's too showy and beautiful, and it needs
Yeah.
to be showcased in a different spot, Austin.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead and move it then,
No,
I
the
guess.
color doesn't fit that bad.
Yeah. But no, we're not trying to really move stuff as summer draws on people. And I don't really care what it is, honestly. We're not really, that's just stressful. Stressful on us and the plant. You have to water it more, all that. So let's wait till the weather breaks in the fall and
There you go.
dig it up at that point.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There you go.
And if you were digging up plants and you had free holes and you're just like, I moved this plant, but I need to put another plant here, what would you do? Where would you go?
I would go to Bates Nursery and Garden Center. Where would you go, David Bates?
I think that's a good consideration.
Okay.
We do have plants. Actually, we have acres of plants. We have, all kinds of plants. We have the expertise to help you figure out which plants you should be using. And we've got them for sun or for shade. It really doesn't matter. And if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, which means you're a Bates Rewards member, almost certainly, you've got the little notification this week that we've got some special things going on for this Memorial Day week. And these are while supplies last, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the things we've got good supplies on, so you don't have to break your neck to get out here, but please do come. We have an extensive selection of both tropicals for both sun and shade. So you just need to come check them out. 30% off on all those. And as long as you spend $25, which is, not a whole lot, pretty much if you're buying anything, you'll get a free bag of Earth Mix Viagra. And that is our worm castings. That is 100% pure worm castings. It's not been adulterated by any kind of filter material. It is the best stuff you can get, and you get a free bag for every Bates Rewards household. So come on out and
Just
shop.
one, though, right?
Get your free bag of Earth Mix Viagra and pick our brains about what's going on in your garden. Bring your phone, bring your tablet with photographs of the area that you're concerned about or you got questions. That helps us to be able to gain insight on what you've got going on in your particular situation, and that'll help us to give you the recommendations to assure you of getting the right plant in the right place the first time, because that's the way we do it here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. We've been beautifying Nashville, Josh, since 1932. I'm pretty sure you knew that.
Yes, I did.
I'm pretty sure you knew my grandmother started our business here all those 93 years ago, and we're just grateful to be a part of the Nashville community, Middle Tennessee. So no matter where you're coming from, we feel like it's worth the drive. So come on out and see us. Everything you need to get the most out of your gardening efforts is at Bates Nursery and Garden Center, and we're here every day.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday, Memorial Day, we do have a slight deviation to our hours. We're open from 8 until noon on Memorial Day. So come on out early. That'll give all of our folks a chance to have an afternoon off and kind of take a little breather from the spring rush. It's been a really good spring, and we've still got spring weather working in our favor.
Absolutely.
So don't let the gardening stop. Come see us, Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
Yes.
Come visit us. Come buy plants. It's covered. But what plants can you buy?
You got some pottery, too. I know.
What's in room with Caroline? Sorry. Steamrolled that one.
We do have some pottery as well, Josh. We've got some really good pottery. We got in big old terracotta this year that's really, really pretty. But let's talk about what's in room today. Austin and I went with a sunset theme. Ooh, it looks very beachy, like you're standing on the white sands of some kind of beautiful beach, looking at the sunset, and then it turns into a night sky. So let's start with the night sky. We've got crepe myrtle in the corners. Look at that. This is ebony flame crepe myrtle. So the foliage is almost black. I mean, it's pretty. If you get up close, it's a little more purple. Oh, wrong hand. There we go. All the years I've been doing this, still do the wrong side. With these nice red blooms that are just starting to bloom. My crepe myrtles at my house are nowhere near bloom time, but they do look great, nice and clean. And I love them. And then next to that, we've got Boulevard Acropolis Clematis. Wow. I wish Clematis did well for me, but I've given up at this point. Maybe I will never try it again. But this one is beautiful, tying in the pink to the pink petunias that we've got on the table. So under the TV, I already did talk about this a little bit, but this is Savannah Sunrise 9-bark. Let me actually, well, I guess we got close to it. So when you see these in the sun on the lot, they are like glowing with the orange new growth that's up top. I mean, they're so pretty.
Vibrant.
Even Austin likes them, and he does not like 9-bark.
Yep. And I'm not mad at that one.
He's not. He's like, I would plant that. I think I just put words into your mouth.
Yeah, I don't know that I said I'd plant it, but I like looking at it in the sun. You're right.
I would and I will. When you see these glowing in that, in the section where the 9-bark is, because most of the time 9-bark foliage is going to be really, really dark. And so this stands out a whole lot. Y'all have to come out and see it in the sun. We have quite a few and they are a really good price. Should I tell them how much it is? Yes, $24.99. Wow. You can't beat that. They're native. They're going to bloom. The pollinators love them. They get big. You can cut them back, keep them in check. And they're like a rainbow of autumn colors when those leaves are coming out. And then let's move to this corner that Josh has already commented on. Wow, this is Sun Parasol Fired Up Orange Mandevilla.
Fired up.
Longest name ever.
Yeah.
So we still have a lot of tropicals back in our annual greenhouse. So this one is one that's going to be back there. Unfortunately, it's not a part of the sale. I mean, how could it be? Look at that. It's a picture of perfection. Yellow in the middle, orange on the outside. Absolutely stunning.
Yes.
When I walked into the green room this morning, I think Josh was just staring at it.
I was.
And you still are.
I am.
So let's
I
move.
thought he was staring at me.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah, could have been it. So let's move to what we have in front. We brought an abelia in. This is Francis Mason. What a fun name.
Francis.
So this is, I mean, I like abelia. I don't think I have any. No, I don't have any planted. But it like that 9-bark behind us, it's got that nice, gradient look as it grows. It's green, it's yellow. The leaves are variegated, it's orange as it comes out. And it's really tying in with these tunias that we got. Of course, Austin picked these out. I was standing back in sun perennials. We were kind of looking for sunset plants. And I saw him just peeking around, looking crazy. He squatted down to look. He got up on his toes to look. He looked to the side. And I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, Caroline, there were some... That side eye I just got. What? There were some hanging baskets back here that would be perfect. And he was right. He was trying to see if they were still there. And these are, it's like a little tunia
You can feel
shrub.
the heat coming off of those.
And it does have a handle.
Yes, you can feel the heat. Speaking of heat, we've got Flamethrower Coleus right here. This one that's more orange with the green on the edges of the leaves. I mean, that's the most accurate name for a plant that I've ever seen or heard. Flamethrower. And then behind that, we've got this deep maroon coleus that Austin picked out. That's Main Street, Beale Street coleus. Wow. So beautiful. So dark. That. Yeah. Coleus is really a great plant. I feel like it's a little underused for people like Michelle and myself who grow it and love it. Definitely not underused for the two of us. But there's a lot of folks out there that haven't grown it. But I mean, these become little shrubs as they grow and they will bloom. Typically, it's like a little purple bloom spike. But I like the foliage much better than the blooms. So I usually will just keep cutting the blooms off as they start to come out, keeping that plant more tight, more in check, and a little bit shorter. And then let's talk about our feature plant that we have this morning. Spinning on this Lazy Susan. This hot plate, this is Pink Pearl Agastache. So, or Agastache, as you say, Austin. So this is great for the hummingbirds. It has a very, very sweet smell. Again, sunset. Look at that. Look at all those blooms. Get that home, put it in full sun in the ground. It's a perennial. Come talk to Bridget about it. It's a really, really great plant that you can add to your sun perennial bed collection.
Very good, Caroline.
Thank you.
This is a nice set. It's very bright.
Yes.
Yeah, we went with a beautiful sunset theme. I love it.
This one is mind-blowing.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It is. We love tunias here at Gardening Inside Out.
Yeah, we do.
All right, and we love questions. So let's get one question while Tyler gets the photos all geared up. Is it a good time to plant a tree or should I wait until fall?
It depends on the amount of work you want to do. We got to get a tree, especially a bigger tree. We got to get that through this summer. Like I talked about with any new plants. Okay. We got to get them through the summer. So like David said, we're really nice right now, but we will get hot, y'all. I mean, that's what we do here in the summer. So you got to water a tree through the summer on the first year. So if you're willing to do that, then there's nothing wrong with planting a tree right now. But if you wanted to wait until weather breaks in the fall again, then there's nothing wrong with that either. Okay. So either way, just get ready to do some more work if you want to get it through this first summer.
Yeah, it's just going to be more work. And then I did want to make sure I get to this comment really fast that we got in from Carol on YouTube.
Hey, Carol.
I love this, and everyone here is going to love it. I wouldn't let Austin see it before I read it. So Carol says, Austinisms, leafy and beefy, the week of peak, antsy and your plantsy, clean and green, the Ben leave 'em alone, and Tyler's Shasta disaster. So you said Austinisms. What's amazing is that Shannon Poland, who used to work here at the nursery, who brought us chicken yesterday. That was
Thanks,
amazing.
Shan.
Yes,
that was great.
Thank you. We actually had Austinisms, and he kept being like, Caroline, you've got to get a notebook that we keep all these things down, like write them down because they're so good. So I'm glad that somebody's keeping tabs.
Well, Carol's got it nailed.
Yeah, Carol, yeah.
Thanks, Carol. I can't even remember what I say. It's just whatever.
It comes out
whatever.
your mouth. It's great.
T-shirts.
These are real-time expressions. He's not like he's not this way all the time. Yeah, he is putting it out there, keeping it real. That's the way Austin rolls.
That's right.
Always keeping it real. All right, Tyler, are we ready for some photos?
Yeah, what do you want to do, the Japanese maple one?
Sure. We've got two, actually. Do we have the leaves or the
we have the
deer.
Deer.
All right, so my Japanese maple was hurt by deer. It's grown back from the base. What do I do now?
Ugh. That's annoying. I feel bad for you. I truly do.
Yeah.
I mean, is that plant going to come back and slowly get to be big again? Probably, but gosh, who wants a maple that looks like that? You know what I mean?
It's also going
Give
to
it a
take
chance.
long time.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time. It might be, I can't tell from the photo, but it looks like it might be below the graft, so it may not even be the same plant than what you bought. You know what I mean? So if you want to wait it out, you certainly can. That plant has green growth. It is going to keep growing, but it's going to be a minute before you see another tree again.
It's above the ground. So I mean,
it is above the ground. It might be above the graft. Yeah. It's just hard to tell unless I really look at it. But yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm so sorry. It happens.
It happens. It happens to all of us too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Plants coming back from the graft. I have a friend who has a Japanese maple doing fine up top, and then it pushed growth from the graft, and she's like, I love it. It's like two plants, but she has this upright, solid green Japanese maple, and then this beautiful burgundy weeping. Kind of crazy.
Yeah,
That's
we've
funny.
got a Siamese maple at my daughter's house as well. So I mean, it's
Oh, I like that.
green and red.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm. You do you. All right, and then second Japanese maple question: should I be worried about the spots on the leaves of my Japanese maple?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that spotting before.
I actually have that on one of mine that I planted this year.
Yeah, and I think it's probably just anthracnose, which is just a kind of a catch-all name for leaf spot fungal issues. And that looks like it might be what's going on there. Okay, I don't know if it's
Much worse in damp conditions like we've been having. Frequent rainfall, and so that lends itself to making foliar problems much worse. So probably just indicative of the kind of weather we've had throughout the spring.
Yeah, and I mean that leaf spot is not going to kill your tree by any means, but we want to keep it as happy and healthy as we can. So taking off any of those leaves that are really bad is going to be helpful right off the rip. And I don't know if that's on 90% of your tree or if that's on 10% of your tree. So it kind of just depends. We can spray with fungicides to kind of keep the other foliage clean, but removing some of the worst leaves is going to be helpful.
All right. And then let's go ahead and get Daniel's photo, the one that we gave a little sneak peek to everybody a little earlier up.
Hey, Daniel.
Daniel says,
More like a full
just
peek.
thought I would share a very cheap yet very effective garden hack. Last week's show, you had a discussion about deer, birds, etc., pulling up new plants. Anytime I plant a new start, cutting, seedling, or when direct sowing seeds, I use wire baskets from the Dollar Tree, $1.25 to protect it until it's established.
There you go.
Basket gets light, water passes through it while protecting from the varmints. Weekly listener from right here in Middle Tennessee.
All right, that is a pro tip. Good point.
Yeah.
Like that looks like an old fish basket you dangle in the water and keep the minnows in.
It does. It has a nice
Yeah.
little look.
I like that, but
Yeah,
it's
Dollar Tree has
perfect. It
got
lets
some
light
great
through.
stuff.
Yeah, and that's cheap. That's a hack. That's a really, really good pro tip right there.
Very good.
I like
Yeah,
it.
thank you, Daniel.
Like so.
And then Pam sent in a prickly pear photo. Pam says prickly pear cactus are showing off their bright yellow
they
blooms,
are.
and the deer leave them be.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
too. Look at that gnarly thing.
I love it.
It's so
Really
pretty.
It's so pretty, and the flowers are so big and like little cups, and the big old bees will get in there and get all in the pollen and then fall asleep.
yeah,
It's adorable. And then
love
you
it.
get fruit on it.
yeah. And you're right though, they've been showing out this year. There's a big one right up the road here at the corner of someone's home, and it is just loaded this year too. So
Yucca's blowing up this year.
Yucca's blowing up. Yeah. It's looking good. Yeah, all plants are really, really loving this rainfall for the most part.
It's been a really good year for a lot of stuff.
It's been great.
I'm just ready for it to get a little warmer.
Yeah, I am too. But the cool weather kind of keeps the blooms, kind of where you want them. Kind of like, like if you go to a florist or something, it's very cold in the back.
Spot for that prickly pear too, right up against that fence and the stone mulch. Way to go.
Yeah,
there's something that one original question about the awning dry spot.
The awning dry spot, prickly
and
pear.
That got a lot of sun because I also have prickly pear growing in shade, and it does great. That plant will grow anywhere as long as it is dry.
Yep.
And it can be dry. You never have to water it. Right, we got a live question in from Kelly. Kelly says, I added a plant to my pot with my clematis. Do not think I was disturbing the roots much, but the clematis immediately turned brown and died. Oh, I feel you on that one, Kelly. Are they that sensitive to root disturbance?
That one was, obviously. I mean, and clematis is a little sensitive. Aren't we all a little bit sometimes? But yeah, I mean.
How big was the pot?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you disturbed it too much where it just kicked the bucket. I mean, I don't know. We always talk about this. A lot of times clematis this time, like a year after it finishes blooming, like it kind of shuts down. And that's not all cultivars, but there are a lot that seem to do that. And there's some people that tell me, yeah, mine shuts down after it blooms, but then it still comes back every year. So I don't know if that one's necessarily dead. You may just clean up the brown, and it might reshoot from the roots.
I hope so. Yeah. For your sake.
Yeah.
I do want to try. We got a really, really cool one in last week here from Monrovia that was like this chonky purple bloom. And I almost bought it because I was going to do a fourth try. Chonky. Big, fat bloom. And luckily they sold before I could get one. So that was probably the universe saying, Caroline, you don't need one of these or more plants for that matter. All right. Peony. Should I cut off my peony seed pods or whatever that is left over after the bloom?
Do you hate it? Are you okay with it?
Snip.
If you hate it, cut it off. If you're okay with it, let it be.
Yep.
All right. They might throw some seeds. Like you got to let them. If you want to collect seed, you'll have to let it dry on the plant and finish up and all that, and then collect them, and then replant them next year if you want to do that. But if you don't care about doing any of that, then just cut them back.
I've never tried to grow them from seed before.
I know. I don't even know if they
how
usually
much lay down in the driveway.
No, usually.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then you run over them with your car. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Just do that.
You see Fireman's comment on YouTube?
I did. Do you want to read it? Back to that photo again.
Yes.
Oh man,
cool.
Butterfingers.
Any thoughts on forestry mulching edges of the forest versus cutting down the junk saplings and brush and hauling them off?
Any thoughts on mulching the edges?
Are you on federal land, state land? That's what I'm forestry mulching edges.
Is he just saying taking the saplings and letting them
if it's on your
break
property,
down?
Again, I'm taking them down if you don't like them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of just a personal choice. I mean, I feel like if you lay mulch on the edge of the wood line, you'll still get stuff coming back through.
You can cut them down and lay them down, let the leaves cover them up in the fall. I mean,
yeah.
Throw some zinnias out there.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, get you some zinnias out there. I like where Josh is at.
I feel like if you don't want anything there, you should mulch it. But if you do, something's going to take its place.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to happen.
Good native habitat for the birds and the bees and the butterflies. Snakes.
For all the little creatures, squirrels. Squirrels.
Oh, hey, there's someone we got to talk about real quick. Yesterday, Emily Boyd brought us out 3 plants. The candlestick plant.
Oh, my gosh.
For me, Tyler, and Caroline, thank you for that, Emily. That was really sweet. And you showed us the picture last year of that plant, and it was like 6-7 feet tall and
I
blooming
remember saying,
yellow.
I need one of those.
You did. And then she came through and brought
She
us 3 little
did.
plants yesterday. That was very nice of her. Thank you, Emily. I hope you're listening this morning. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, thank you so much, Emily. And we've gotten to see a lot of people out here. Jude was here yesterday, but I was in the middle of doing the green room, so we didn't get to talk for too long. I got to see Sandy last weekend. She was out here getting a hosta, so we got to talk about Paul's something hosta. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Hey, Colin, on YouTube, you're saying, did y'all get my Instagram photos? I'm not seeing them.
I have them up now.
Oh.
I texted you the question. It's on your phone if you can pull that up.
Okay. I don't have the... Oh, there it is. What's up with these spots? Oak leaf hydrangea and Japanese maple. Ooh.
Fungus.
Spotties. Yeah.
Fungus spotties.
Fungus. Oak leaf looks pretty. I mean, oak leaf's okay. I want to look at that a little bit
My
more. 'Cause
oak leaf
that's not
has
a-
bacterial leaf spot, and one looks rough, one looks perfect. I just keep removing the bad leaves.
Yep, and that's pretty. That one on the right, that's an odd looking leaf spot,
Isn't it, though?
Usually the darker spots. That's
Yeah,
kind
That's
mine
right.
are like
That's
dark and
That doesn't
yellowy
look like
and
what I
big.
have.
no.
That
That's
one
a
looks
lot.
more buggy than
It may be. Check the back sides of those leaves, Colin. Now you're on one on the left. The
Enhance.
maple is it's enhance.
Enhance.
Tyler, I love that. It's usually my line.
I know.
Oh, I love it though. But yeah, that one's a little tricky.
it's in the vascular areas though. Look at
We
that.
need to remove that one, Colin. Maybe if you're out and about today, bring me that leaf. Let's look at it together.
But don't leave it.
You notice
Yeah.
the pattern was going
Don't
on the
leave
vascular?
Yeah.
Don't leave it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Colin, come out and visit us today.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Get out
sale
here
going
early.
on.
You're
Yeah.
not going to be here.
Colin needs something from the sale.
Colin, you
Yeah, he
do.
does.
Yes, he does.
Colin, I think you need a big giant palm.
Yes.
The more palms that leave, the less we have to keep picking up that they blow over.
And if he spends $25, what's he get?
Free bag of earthworm casting.
And you
Or
can use
agra.
that in anything. I use it in houseplants, my raised beds, my
Good
in-ground
stuff.
beds. I mean, that's one of my favorite products.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, guys?
What time? What?
We used that hour up.
Yeah,
We did.
Did went by pretty quick, as they all do. But we want to thank everyone for tuning in today and being a part of our little ensemble we have here at Gardening Inside Out every Saturday morning or at your convenience, anytime on YouTube. So check it out. And thanks for tuning in today. All your great questions.
Yes.
And we'll try to do it again next week. What about it, Josh?
Well, it's the normal hours today and tomorrow, and you're going to have abbreviated hours or modified hours on the holiday Monday from 8 until 12.
That's right.
Yep.
Correct. We open
Sales-
an hour early and we close 4 hours early.
And the sale's going on, folks. Got to come out here and see what's going on at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. Hey, for everybody, once again, we thank you. We love you. Join us every Saturday morning right here from the Green Room Studios at Bates Nursery and Garden Center.